Action.
Action. This is K&R
K&R
on the road.
on the road.
Coming live.
Still in Maine.
Still in Maine.
Heading to the north.
We have we passed Lincolnton. We've passed North Point.
We're looking for moose. Is a pack of moose meese? I don't think that's. Is it a herd? Do they hang out in herds?
I think a single moose is called a moosette. A couple of moose is called a couple of moose.
Do you think?
But if you get a whole herd of moose,
A whole herd.
that's called a moose herd.
You know what I heard? Get it? I heard. Stop. Anyway, no, I don't know. They claim there's moose up here. We've seen no squirrels. It is not a squirrel town. Keith could get along really well here because he loves the squirrels. I love squirrels.
Did I ever tell you I went to school with a guy named Moose?
Really?
Yep. Shout out to Moose English, friends on Facebook. I don't know why they called him Moose.
Huh. That's interesting.
But
Wait, but let's talk about our trip. This is a special video for Tim and Inga,
Tim and Inga,
who we met at the inn at Ocean's Edge in Lincolnville, which double thumbs up.
Oh my gosh.
Well worth
It is amazing.
staying outside of Camden for it.
It is amazing.
As Keith described, idyllic.
Infinity pool.
Cold. It took your breath away.
It was a little bit
If you're
cool,
from the south like us, it was cold, but it was worth it.
Once you got in, within a couple of hours, you acclimated. No, I'm kidding. You actually would acclimate within a couple of minutes, but it was
And once you turn into a
spectacular.
popsicle, you're pretty much okay.
It's fine.
It's fine, yeah.
And I'll tell you, the grounds are beautiful. They have a professional gardener that takes care of everything, and it's just like the finest specimens of all those plants that we love in the South and have a hard time growing. Your rhododendrons and your hydrangeas, those are beautiful. Up here, it was crazy. They introduced us to an edible rose, which we couldn't eat them because they weren't quite right
She said
yet.
too tart.
Yeah, said they taste a little tart, but she said that they were delicious, an edible rose.
But we met Tim and Inga at the pool. They dined with us. We did a little cookout.
The little cookout,
They might call it barbecue up here.
the staff, they did a little cookout.
Yeah, but
grilled.
Inga is dean of students.
That's pretty important.
I know. I was very impressed. And Tim has been a baseball and basketball coach for 35 years.
Referee and umpire.
And boy.
Now, there's a guy that's got to have some tough skin and some strong legs. If you can take the abuse of baseball and you can run up and down the court in basketball.
That is a tough job.
He's like an all-around guy.
I loved him. We have friends from Vermont and Maine now. We didn't even know. We loved it. Yeah. And then we went sailing. We want to do a shout out to Sail Camden is the name of the place.
It was phenomenal.
Phenomenal website.
Very romantic little wooden boat.
1962.
Captain Jeff took us out, and
his cohort Nick came with us.
What was beautiful about it is that it was a sundown sail.
Sunset. Sundown sounds depressing.
Oh, sorry.
It's like, dude, that whistle. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah. Anyway. Sunset sail, and there's all these little mountains around, and so they kept turning that boat left and right, and we got to see the sunset about 3 or 4 times while we were out there. But it was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Now, we'll tell you this, lobster capital of the world, we're told. Everywhere you go, there's lobster. One night we had the old, the whole lobster where they'd already cracked it for us, luckily, and you dig in there, and it was delicious.
It was
at a crab shack.
So you knew it just came out.
Sitting right there on the water, they got this big bowler on the back where they're taking the live lobsters.
We were near the murder scene. We were near it. I was a little uncomfortable. I didn't want to tell you because it was your birthday, but there was a lot of murder going on there.
Yeah. But luckily they weren't screaming. So.
Yeah.
But what's interesting though is, you get a lot of hype up here about the lobster roll.
It's all people talk about. Get the lobster roll. Get the lobster roll.
And so I'm thinking, hey, I like hot dogs, and this is basically a hot dog with a lobster substitute. And so I'm standing.
It's not a hot dog with a lobster.
That's basically
what it kind of looked like.
Yeah.
But anyway.
And so I'm in line, and I'm like, over here, you're looking at the price of a live lobster, and they're charging by the pound, and it looks like a reasonable price for the live for the whole lobster.
I thought it was pretty reasonable.
But then you go across the way, and you get just like a single lobster roll in a hot dog bun, and it's as much as a whole lobster with potatoes and corn and slaw and the whole fixings. Yeah. And I'm like, my goodness, why is it so expensive? And so we figured out. I mean, they wanted was it $24.95?
No, 26.
$26.95
something
for a lobster roll. They happen to sell hot dogs there, and you could get a hot dog for $3.99. So I'm thinking that bun couldn't be worth $1 to them.
No.
But whatever they do to that lobster roll, maybe it's a high-priced mayonnaise they put on it.
They got something good.
But it was very high, and so I'll be honest with you, when we tallied up what a drink and a couple of sides, and because sides is extra if you get the lobster roll.
They'll get you on the sides.
I'm thinking, man, we're gonna have $60 or $70
in a shack, eating outside on a picnic
and
table.
a couple of lobster rolls.
But in the experience, though.
We backed out. What we did is we got a plate that had the lobster, the corn,
and the cornbread. There was cornbread in there.
Cornbread. What else was on there? Lobster, corn,
fries.
That's right. And we split that.
We did the splitter.
And so we got
It's tough to split a tail.
Well, you get a half a tail, I get half a tail. Basically, you got a butt cheek and I got a butt cheek.
That's nice. That's nice.
You want to stay out of the crack if you can.
We backed out. There's a long video.
No, there's more.
He has more.
All right, so we went into town, Camden. And Camden's not necessarily known for economical rates either when it comes to food.
It's very affluent.
But they had this little house, like a little handy house with a window in it, and they were handing food out through this window, and you could get a lobster roll there for only $15. Which
it
again,
was $10.95. No, he said the best price would be $10.95.
$14.95. $14.95 there. And so anyway, we thought, well, hey, that's a lot better deal. It still seems a little high to me, but again, it's all about what is the market price. And so we were going to do that, and unfortunately, they closed before we got off of our sale. So we went to this other place. What was the name of that place? Started with a C.
Cozy's.
We went to Cozy's, and they had on their menu.
Was it Cozy? Cozy? It doesn't matter. It was somewhere in Camden. Well, it does matter because it wasn't bad.
It was pretty good.
I thought it was pretty good.
Waiter was quick and to the point. This guy was efficient. I mean, he got us treated with the fewest amount of words. I mean, everything that you asked him, it was like,
he was
yes, no, yes, no. And
okay,
I mean, he
want
was
a beer, want a water, want a beer, want a water. Let's give us some sides on today. He was
fast,
he was
efficient, and
but you know what what they serve the lobster on? A hamburger bun.
Yeah,
a sesame seed hamburger bun.
So yeah,
I don't know what they're doing up
what
here.
happened then is that we get a lobster roll, and it totally threw us off our game because see, we have been shopping prices by the inch on a lobster roll, and then this guy brings us out a lobster roll and a hamburger bun.
It was freaking us out.
And we don't know if we got a good deal or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. I always thought the lobster was served hot. It's cold lobster.
Cold lobster.
Yeah, but it was
cold
good.
Lobster. Now, I will tell you this. Captain D's, I don't know why you do this, but every once in a while, Captain D's will have a lobster roll. They give you 2 of them. They put it on a great little piece of bread. It's very flavorful. I don't know if it's real lobster, fake lobster, or what it is. It's kind of ground up.
It's imitation crab, but
it might
it's
be
sweet.
It might be made from lobster claws or some part of the lobster that the average person wouldn't want.
I don't think it is.
But they're very flavorful and they're very economical. If you can't make it to Maine, go to Captain D's, get you a lobster roll, and put some salt. Get water to drink. Put some salt in the water and kind of smell that a little bit, and then eat your lobster roll. You can have the same trip we've had.
It's not true. Be nice.
All right.
Okay,
we're gonna close out here.
We'll
be back. We'll be back, and if we can find a better deal on a lobster roll right now, we're gonna say that the best price we've found so far on a lobster roll is $14.95.
$14.95. You heard it here. K&rontheroad.
That's with no sides. You have to pay extra for your sides. All right, we're out.
Okay.